welcome to yet another episode of Motherhood Unscripted. And I'm really excited for you to be listening to this episode from wherever we are from. So let us learn together, and I hope you'll take away a few things from this episode. So without wasting your time, let us begin. So everyone dreams of being a perfect mother. From the moment you see those two lines on your pregnancy test, or from the moment your doctor tells you congratulations, you always dream of being this mother who will be happy, who will always be patient, who will always be available, who will always keep their house clean. There are so many things that I can go on and on, but you get the picture of what we idealize of that perfect mother, the one who, bounces back easily after they have their baby or babies, or that's someone who continues with their career. So we have seen this all over social media, even with celebrities, how even after having a baby, when they post their post baby picture, people usually applaud them and say, you don't even look like you had a baby, you're carrying it so well, it looks so easy. And these are some of the things that we as women and as moms, we have internalized. So there is that, image for each and every mom, usually who thinks of becoming a perfect mother. And those are some of the examples. And I know also you have your own examples of, that perfect mother. But I have a question for you. Is there such a thing as a perfect mother? Maybe you can comment down below or get to share your thoughts and insights. But I can say there is no such thing. And as we all know, there is no perfect mother. And one of the things that I want to share is society has played a role in putting moms on a pedestal. So there is that idealization of that perfect mother, or I can say in quotes, there is that mother that has, we all know, even you can see even in movies, you've seen even in advertisements, and when you look around, there are some of the things that, for example, we see as a perfect mother. Happy kids, happy husband, some of these things that I'm sure we have all seen. But we are all human, dear mom. You are human, and we are far from perfect. And some of these idealizations that we internalize really affect us as women and as mothers, because we try to live up to those expectations. We really strive to be seen that we are perfect, but really we are not, and we are human. So there is grief of the mother that we thought we will be. There is a sort of grief because you thought that you are going to be this perfect mom, your kids are going to be, always listening to you, they're always going to be well behaved. But when it comes to the reality, we usually find ourselves grieving that person that we thought we will be. And this also often leads to shame and guilt, because now when you realize that you cannot live up to that expectation, you feel guilty. Maybe you're not the best mom, or you're not cut out to be that mom. And I will also speak on my experience, especially when I transitioned from 1 to 2 kids. That was really a huge transition for me, because now you have a toddler. My daughter was 3 years old when I had my second baby, and I felt that grief because I was giving the newborn a lot of attention and not giving my toddler, who was still young and needed my attention, much of my time. And I usually felt a lot of shame there. I felt a lot of guilt there, because I felt maybe I made a mistake. I shouldn't have had a second one, because my firstborn was still very young. And those are some of the dynamics we go through. And even when you have 3 kids, you feel like now this little one is getting much attention, and the others are not really being given full attention. So again, mothers, we go through a lot of shame and guilt there, and we often now feel, I'm not a good mom. Now that is where there is research talking about good and bad mom, courtesy of Dr. Sophie Brock, who really has done a lot of research around mothers and motherhood studies. So there is a way society can say you're not a good mom because you're not living up to societal expectation. You're not living up to this level of, now you can be able to juggle everything, even when you have 3 kids, when you have 4 kids, when you have, depending on which level you are even in life or your journey. So there is a way where society can say you're not a good mom because you're not living up to that ideal mother who is able to do it all perfectly. This leads to us feeling less of or less than, self-judgment. It leads to self-silencing and burnout. And this can really take a toll on your mental health once you're trying to live up to an unrealistic standard of the perfect mother, because there is no such thing. So once you get to reach that, it's not really a healthy space for you or your child. But there is a solution. So here is how we can deconstruct the perfect motherhood myth. And let's get to know some of these things. So number 1, being authentic. It's really important as a mother to embrace our authenticity, and knowing that we have our flaws, knowing that we are human and we get to go through struggles. And even when you're not a mother, you're already going through a lot. So now add being a mother to that list. There is someone who is depending on you. And of course, you can make mistakes. So being authentic is something that I have been able to work on, even on myself, in my motherhood journey, because I also want to teach my children that it's okay to not be perfect. Even them, they go through their own shortcomings, even in school with their friends, but they can only know that from me, teaching them and sharing my own truth with them, and knowing that even mom is not perfect. So being authentic is one of the things that you can start to work on, and really it starts with you doing that inner work. And secondly, we can lower our expectations. As moms, we are expected to do it all. We are expected to, even when we are sick, even when we are stressed, even when you don't have the energy, you are expected to be always in our A game. But when we lower our expectations, it feels a lot less of the burden that you carry, because now you are able to focus on me rather than focusing on that external validation. I know it's really something that we are used to be applauded because of our goals, be applauded because of how we raise our children, be applauded because of the schools we take our children to, and other things that you can relate with. But once you get to lower those expectations, you will be able to live a happier and fulfilled life, and that is really, really important for you as a mom to know and internalize and start to work on, because only then is when you are going to now meet yourself where you are. There is ways in which social media influencers, or what we see on the socials, you can say this is a good mom or this is a not a good mom, and all these are not always complete, because not everyone really shows 100% of their lives. And I've seen so many mothers, even you all know, sharing their journeys, and people going to the comments and really, giving bad advice. You're not a good mom because you're raising your kid this way. You're not a good mom because you're doing this or you're not doing. It could be both. And so many women really suffer or get scrutinized because, there's that societal expectations on social media of how a perfect mom should look like or how a good mom should look like. And when you post, maybe in your house is messy, the kids are playing, someone might go on your social media and just comment that you're lazy or your kids are not taken care of. And some of these things we internalize really affect us in the long run, because we live in a society where being perfect is something that is idolized. This leads to common struggle, because now, once again, it leads to shame. It leads to self-judgment. It leads to burnout, because there is a way that society expects us to be. Even dressing, even when it comes to dressing, you should dress this way. You should now become this angel in the home. And when we try to live up to that expectations, we really put ourselves mentally in a really bad space, because now you are trying to achieve something that is impossible, that is not realistic. So here is how we can talk about the perfect motherhood myth. The third thing that I can share is building a support system. It is really important for moms to have a system or a support system that we share common interest, common goals, a group of mothers who we can talk to and really get to share our different struggles without feeling judged, without feeling, not seen or valued. So it is really important to build a support system, even with your family or even with your co-workers, because only then is when you're going to realize that you have common struggles, you have something that is common, and as mothers it's really important. Another thing that I will share with you is self-care and self-compassion. Now, these go hand in hand, because self-care for mothers is really important. We grow up in a society where we are told we should give, 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 give. And we don't have time to fill our cup. And it is important to learn how to fill your cup, learn how to take time for yourself, doing something for you. And I know most of us, really struggle with that, and I struggled with that for a long time, especially when my kids were younger. Now they are 8 and 5, but it's really important for you to take time to start self-care, however small it will be, even if it's taking a walk by yourself every day, or even if it's having a simple skincare routine, even if it's just doing a hobby that maybe you used to love, journaling, exercising. Find something to do just for you and allow yourself to be able to do it, because most of us, when we are doing something for ourselves, we usually carry guilt, and we usually carry that guilt of maybe I should be doing something with the kids, or the kids need me right now. But you have to understand that you cannot always be there for your kid or your children. So it's really important to give yourself a break, to fill your own cup, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. The other one is self-compassion. The same compassion that we give our children, we need to give ourselves. And this is really important. We need to give that to ourselves, because we are human once again, and we go through a lot, and we need to give ourselves that compassion, because only then is where we are going to get better and take care of ourselves mentally. Because when you're so hard on yourself, and that is something I also went through, I used to really judge myself whenever I could not be able to finish something at home, or do the dishes at this particular time, or buy my child something that maybe at that time I could not afford. But with time, you get to understand that you have to give yourself compassion and meet yourself where you are, and understand that you are human, and some of the things you cannot do. So it is really important for self-compassion and filling our cup. So as we come to a close, know that every mom is unique, and every mom has their own challenges. We all cannot be the same. We cannot all compare our struggles with others. So it is really good to know that you are unique, and it is also important to remember that there is no perfect mom, but a happy mom is equals to a happy family. So focus on yourself, focus on the important things that we have talked about, and I hope you have gotten to take a few things from this episode. And thank you for listening and for your support, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.